Was Halo 5 overhated? Yes, 1000%. If you don't know, here on my channel, I have a Halo playthrough series because I believe that every Halo creator should have one. So far, I've just completed Halo 5 as I'm writing this, and I have to tell you, it was so much fun. I haven't played Halo 4 or 5 in years, but recently I had to play through them. And while playing through them, I just wondered, why do people hate these games again? Even while playing Halo 4, I was not excited for Halo 5, but after playing a couple hours on one stream, I decided, like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just excited. So I was so excited, I was just itching to continue playing the game, even after just playing for 2 hours. Which is weird since my Halo playthrough almost stopped 4 months ago because I was tired of playing Halo 3. And let me tell you, I really did enjoy playing Halo 5. So this video will be divided into 3 sections. What it did good, what didn't it do good, and what could have made it better. So starting off with what it did good, I really enjoyed the fireteam based gameplay. Gameplay was a big thing that made Halo 5 really enjoyable to play, and the fireteam based gameplay was just so much fun. To be able to tell your squad to take positions, pick targets, take up weapons, it was just so much fun. And I really liked the advanced movement, although it's quote-unquote not Halo, it was still really fun, and that's all that should matter, is just fun. And the story and concept, the story and concept was kind of cool, but it was executed horribly. On the surface, it's pretty bland, but in depth, it's pretty good. It just needed better execution. Like, one thing that was really cool was watching Cortana emotionally manipulate the Master Chief, and even him recognizing it. Halo 5 did a great job at making an enemy. It's just too bad fans hated it so much that 343 had to redeem her character in Halo Infinite. I also really enjoyed playing as Locke and having Cortana taunt Osiris through their comms. It's such a small little detail that just shows how evil she became. I just loved it. And I do believe the Halo 5 multiplayer is one of the best Halo multiplayers ever. In fact, up to Halo Infinite's release, Halo 5 had the most concurrent players since Halo 3, beating Halo Reach and Halo 4. And I friggin' love Halo 5 Warzone. I remember very fondly back in 2015, 2016, people were also saying that Halo 5's music wasn't Halo. But it so is. Playing through the campaign, just hearing the tracks play, like, it's just amazing. The music has just some gems that stand out as some of the best tracks in the series. And this music that Halo 5 uses is still used today in current content creators and official Halo Studios projects. Which is insane to think that 5-10 years ago people said that this isn't Halo. But you know what the most Halo thing is ever? The large scale of everything. And Halo 5 did not fall short. Everything is amazing and beautiful, just as Bungie intended. And it has an incredibly diverse weapon sandbox. Although the sandbox, it doesn't complement each other like it does in Halo 3. Everything is kind of deadly in its own right. It's just so much fun anyways. And it's so much fun. The campaign is just fun to play. But what didn't it do good? Well, for what it fell short on, it suffers from the 343 Industries Reclaimer era art style. Had it had more Bungie era designs, it would have definitely excelled a lot better than it did. However, Halo Infinite is proof that people really don't care about that as much as you'd think. And I hate the fact that they call Jewel McDonald's Storm Covenant the Covenant. Like, they really like to drill that home that the Storm is the actual Covenant when in fact they are not. They are just a splinter group, which is more accurate to call them the Storm because they're like the Storm Covenant. So it'd be more accurate to call them the Storm instead of the Covenant. And it would have been way cooler to call them the Storm, but whatever. I guess they had to drill it home that this is the Covenant, even though it literally isn't. And the boss fights with the Warden were just so repetitive and annoying. Like, especially when he has Knights for backup. Like, you kill him like 8 frickin' times the exact same way, and he doesn't change at all. Like, it's fine and kind of cool that he'd multiply, and then you'd have to fight like 3 at once. And like, there was that one scene where like it was gonna be like 16 all at once, but then Cortana stopped him, so it was only 3. Like, I thought that was cool. But that's still 8 Wardens. That's a lot, and they don't change any battle. Like, they don't change from any battle. So it's just kind of pointless. It's annoying. And Fireteam Osiris' characters are just so bland. Buck is really fun and chippy. Locke is also really cool and secretive. But Tanaka needs to shut up, and Vale needs more energy. Well, Tanaka needs more everything. She'd be a better character if she wasn't in the game altogether, but still, like, the character design for these new characters just wasn't there. And I mean, on the offhand, Blue Team's character designs and relationships was really, really good, and I did enjoy that part. The Osiris one wasn't as much. And finally, my biggest issue with Halo 5 is, in fact, the story. 343 Industries executed the story very poorly. It's all there, every puzzle piece that could and would make the game amazing, they just didn't put them in the right box. Let me explain. Now, number one, had all of Halo 5 followed the Master Chief and Blue Team as the main story, that would have saved the game from lots of its backlash. And number two, if Locke and Osiris' campaigns missions were in a DLC of their own, showing the opposite point of view, that would have added more depth into the game than it already had. And I mean, just think about it. You play a full 6 to 8 hour campaign following the Master Chief and his search for Cortana, have the path be less direct and more violent from the Prometheans, allow us to see Governor Sloan and his reaction to Blue Team, and have the main idea that Osiris wants to court-martial the Master Chief. So from the main point of view of the main campaign, you are hunting/chasing down Cortana as the Master Chief, while Cortana is clearly trying to emotionally manipulate you, while also you're running from Osiris thinking that they're going to court-martial you. Then have a DLC with Osiris' point of view, showing that they clearly volunteered to track down the Master Chief, don't intend to court-martial him, just bring him back home, and they just execute it in such a fashion that highlights that even though the Chief is their target, these Spartan Force still idolize him, as Halo 5 did try to do, but just failed to do well. This would have played in better with the Hunt the Truth whole storyline, because now there's two different point of views we'll experience at separate times that are completely fresh and separate from one another. The issue with Halo 5's campaign is you're experiencing it from a third-person point of view. You see the Master Chief side and you see Locke's side. And it becomes very just frustrating because you know the Master Chief's in the wrong here, you don't even play as the Master Chief enough, but you're playing as Locke and you don't like Locke because he's an unlikable character, but he's the most played character in the game. And it's such a frustrating combination there that they could have executed way better. But personally, for me, I rate Halo 5 as the number 5 on the Halo first-person shooter tier list. By all means, this isn't a great Halo game, but it's hard to compare with Peak. Halo 5 still beats out most of the Call of Duty franchise, including Black Ops 3, and in its other ways of the multiplayer, it definitely beats out games like Halo CE and Halo 4. The main issue that Halo 5 had, and still is a group of people who hate on it with their lives. I have never seen a game so hated. Like, Fortnite exists and people don't hate Fortnite as much as people hate Halo 5. Like, let me remind you that no Halo game is perfect. Combat Evolved's hallways and gameplay loop have aged terribly. Halo 2 has had one of the worst game endings in history. Halo 3 has, and to this day has, one of the most toxic fan bases in video game history. They are the reason we have this conflict between new Halo fans and veteran Halo fans, and they are the people that I refer to as Bungie stans. Halo Reach was not received well due to the inclusion of armor abilities. Halo 4 got a ribbing for the Call of Duty style loadouts and a story that older fans weren't expecting. Halo 5 had the worst story to any game to date. Like, I'm not saying it had the best. I'm saying it definitely had the worst story to any Halo game to date, and an unfortunate focus on microtransactions. But even still, these are really great games anyways. And if you look at Halo Infinite, it is still the most unfinished game that's ever released in Halo history. And yet all of these games individually are still better than many of its competition. Halo 5, I think, is still better than Call of Duty 2019, Modern Warfare 2019. Easy. It is definitely better. But the issue is, we have such a toxic fan base, which unfortunately, happens to be the Halo 3 fans that are the most toxic. But we have the most toxic fan base, and they push that toxicity on not only 343 Industries and now Halo Studios, but also Halo 5. And you see it with Halo Infinite as well. Not as many Halo 3 fans are hating on Halo 5 as much as they're hating on Halo Infinite. If it's not Halo 3, they don't want it. They believe that Halo 3 is the end of the franchise, and that's where they call it. And I hate that. Halo 5 was still an amazing game. It was still a fun game. Sure, story-wise, it wasn't the best. But gameplay-wise, it was definitely the most fun. And I think that makes Halo 5 an overhated Halo game. Alright everybody, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you did. If you didn't, please just like and subscribe anyways. I do not care. And also go check out my TikTok account. You know, I'm doing some stuff over there, you know, do stuff daily, you know. Little me over there, you guys should check that out. But you know, I hope you guys enjoy, and I know Halo 5 is a very controversial game, but even like mentioning Halo 5 being kind of good in relative of like game sense has gotten me to have people send me death threats, which is the weirdest thing because it's just a freaking video game. However, I do believe Halo 5 was pretty good. It's not the best Halo game by any means, not a really good Halo game, but it is still a good video game in general. And honestly, I love it. I love it. I love it like I love every Halo game. So please go like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.